everybody. Here for From the Bottom Up, Season 1, Episode 1. Um, it's only a 30-minute show, but I can already see that I'm gonna like this show because it's very real, raw, and uncut. Like, to me, it doesn't seem like these ladies are playing characters. Like, they're living out their real, actual lives on camera. So, shout out and kudos to Queen Latifah for bringing this to BET, because this is like the realest show um, to me that they have. And I like the first episode. So we meet Crystal Wilson, and Crystal Wilson is an actress born and bred in Atlanta. And if you don't remember who Crystal Wilson is, if you've seen the Players Club, she was Ronnie, the villain with the blonde hair, the villain stripper who got Ebony set up. Well, no. She didn't get Ebony set up. She left Ebony at the hotel after she was raped instead of calling the cops or whatever. If y'all remember, watch Players Club. She was a chick with the blonde hair and know that she was she was evil. um, but yeah, she said that um she was destined. She wanted to be a rapper. She's open for I think NWA and stuff like this. Like she wanted to be a rapper, but her career went down the drain when something happened when she went to Freaknik and she got into an altercation with a guy. He was like, I guess, screaming obscenities at her, like basically coming to attack her. And she grabbed her gun and shot a warning shot just to scare him, not to kill him. And it just turned into something. It just went completely left. So she was basically just trying to protect herself, but of course it went left. So then we meet Stacey J. Johnson. I remember Stacey J. Johnson from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. She was Mia's cousin Peaches, who always had an opinion about Darnell. Um, but yeah, she said that she was in a car, like she was involved in politics. She's an actress and whatnot, but it was something that happened where she was out with a friend or something, and she gets pulled over and they give her 7 tickets. So as she's telling the story to the ladies, one of them is like, that doesn't sound right. There's no way you could get 7 tickets for not doing anything. And I'm like, well, she was just saying that she got 7 tickets just because, she never specified why or how or what happened or whatever. So everybody's questioning it, like side eyeing it, like, this story don't sound true. I don't really know what to think about it. The fact remains, she got a DUI under her name. And then we meet Christine Beatty, and she was in politics as well, and she was having an affair with the mayor of Detroit. They were both married, and they had an affair, and then they lied on the stand because when you when you're in court, you're under oath, and you're not supposed to lie. So when you're under oath, you have to tell the absolute truth. So they got caught in a lie. She did time. But she knew what she did was wrong. She was basically being called like the real, like it was a like real life scandal, like something a little bit Olivia Popish. But she just basically was just trying to get her life back on track afterwards. So next we meet Kim Smedley, who is they call her Madam Kim Smedley, and she says, a madam is someone who's a businesswoman, but she doesn't do the traditional way of doing business. And we learned that she did illegal butt injections, and she got caught doing it, and she had the IRS, the DEA, everybody on her back about it. And she said for 3 years she was making, in 3 years she made $1.5 million doing 20, 30 clients um a week or something like that. And she said had she known that it was illegal or it's bad, she wouldn't have got involved in it. So when all the ladies are discussing their struggles, Stacey J, she's like she's like I want to take some of my knee fat and put it in my boobs. I'm like, what? That don't even sound right. And Kim is like, well, why would you want to do that? She's like, because I want some bigger boobs. So Kim is like, well, I don't really, do that anymore. And, like, I don't know, the ladies were just feeling like she's trying to put all the attention on her. And Stacey is like, well, I'm not that type of person to take the attention off of one other person and put it on me. We just having conversation. So again, they're all telling each other about the situations and whatnot. And um, after they're talking, Christine says that she has a friend who's in Detroit that she feels like needs to join their sisterhood and feel their energy and whatnot. So we get to see my boo Sarah Stokes. Ooh, sorry, Sarah Stokes. I said that so wrong. Take two. We get to see my boo Sarah Stokes, and we know her from the band, making the band, and Sarah was the voice in making the band. But she has been going through some hardships with her husband. She was arrested for a domestic violence dispute with her husband, and she had to do 2.5, 3 months in jail. So, um, there her husband and her kids they come and they pick her up from jail. Soon as she got out of jail, her and her husband gets in an argument, and she's like, I'm coming out of county jail and I don't want to be stressed and whatever, whatever. And he's like, well, I've been taking care of you, half your freaking life. And she's like, and look at the care you've taken. I'm coming out of the daggone county jail. So they're arguing back and forth. Mind you, she's fresh out of the jail and they're arguing. And her daughters are like, listen, don't throw your marriage away. Yes, you and dad go through hard times, but you love each other and you fight hard, you love harder. And she's like, yeah, but me and dad are toxic, and I don't want to set this example for you guys for you to think it's okay to go back to a man if he's treated you like this. And I'm like, yeah, Sarah just needs a break, and Sarah wants to move on with her life and do better, which is understandable. She's been married to him for like almost 20 years. So at some point, you got to stop and ask yourself, if this is repetitive and this is what we constantly go through, we don't need to be together. Or we need to seek help. Something, you got to start doing something. Like the cycle has to break at some point. So, um, so then Tony, he's like, well, let's get down to the really real. Like, and she's like, don't say something that'll make me go ham on you. And he's like, okay. He said something like, let me ask you a question. Is Elijah my son? I'm like, is this dude serious? And she's like, don't go there. Are the other kids mine? I'm like, this dude got other kids? So then later on, when Sarah's in the hotel and they come to visit her, the daughters are talking to her, Gabby and Eva, and they're basically vouching for their dad, and they're like, listen, we know you and dad go through your ups and downs, but you love each other. You can't let your marriage go. You just need to work it out. And Sarah's like, I need a break. I'm not leaving you. I'm going to be here for you 100%. But me and dad need a break. We need not to be together because we are toxic together. So afterwards, Tony comes in and they start discussing divorce. And Sarah's like, well, you served me papers in jail. I think we need to go our separate ways. And he's like, you still want to go through with the divorce? She said, yeah. It was obviously on your mind because you sent me the papers when I was locked up. So they get into this big argument and he's like, oh, um, you cheated on me. And she's like, okay, well, you've cheated on me. I lost count on how many I lost count how many times you cheated on me. It's a tit for tat thing. Don't start trying to make it seem like it was just me. So then he got mad and he left the room. And she was basically saying that Tony basically sabotaged everything that she's ever had. And you know what? I could believe that. Because even when Sarah was on making the band, the same way Tony act now is the same exact way he was acting on making the band. And making the band was 13 years ago. So that means that Tony ain't never changed. Tony is the same douchebag he's been. And I'm like, you know what? I honestly feel bad for Sarah because Sarah has a voice. Like, if y'all don't know about Sarah from making the band, okay, because the band they were the ish when they came out. I mean, of course, when you under the bad boy umbrella, your career go downhill afterwards. I don't know. I think Diddy is cursed or something. I don't know. But yeah, the band, they were the ish when they were out. I got the first and only album that they ever did, and the album was good. Listen to it front to back. And Sarah, her voice was powerful. So it's kind of sad to see that, her career and everything was just ruined, everything she worked for just went down the drain, and then she's going through all this trouble with her husband and their marriage. It's sad, but she's gonna make it through. She's gonna pull through. So it was said that at the end, after the whole hotel fiasco with her and her husband, it said that she left Detroit. She left her kids and him in Detroit to start over in Atlanta. So hopefully Atlanta will be better for Sarah, and she could start picking up the pieces of her life and getting back on track with her singing career. But this was episode 1, and it was a really, really good episode. And like I said, I really like that already. This show is showing the realness. I live for a show that shows the realness that people go through in their lives. So I'm gonna like this show already. I see I'm gonna like this show. So you guys let me know how you feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Oh my gosh, what's going on with me tonight? And I'll see you guys next video. Later.